You have come here to see one thing, to dream, to build your vision. I have Google searched some inspiring words before we get started. All right. Vision without action is a dream. Action without vision is simply passing time. Action with vision is making a positive difference. Those wise words are from Joel Baker off of Google search in the image section. And another one. A vision is the art of seeing what others think is invincible. Oh, genius! And my final inspiration, let me just get ready here. I'm going to need my phone to read off this other Google search quote that will inspire you before we get started. Also, I don't know what this accent is, but I'm channeling my inner queen, inner princess, so this is what we're getting. Anyways, a vision is not just a picture of what could be. It is an appeal to our best selves. A call to become something more. Cue the video. All right, let's get right into it. So today I'm going to be sharing with you how to create a vision board, and no, it is not too late. You can literally start this at any point in this year because it's never too late to start your goals and follow your dreams. So today I'm going to be sharing 6 steps on how to create a vision board that actually works and helps you achieve your goals and dreams for 2022. So what I'm going to talk about is the first 6 steps. Then I'm also going to give you a bonus step at the end and tell you how already I have experienced things that I put on my vision board. So I have some things that I've put on my vision board that have already come true, and I am going to share them with you to just show you how effective having vision boards are. Step 1 is you are going to set your goals and aspirations for 2022. So what I recommend is thinking about the different areas in your life. So there's like health, there's financial, there's spiritual, there's travel, like adventure, different areas in your life that you can fit some goals into. So I encourage, if you kind of struggle with setting goals, is to kind of think of the areas of your life that you'd like to improve, whether that's routine, whether that's habits, if it has something to do with your health, or it has something to do with putting yourself out there and exploring more. That's what I encourage you to do. So you want to think of things that you would like to accomplish and achieve in 2022, and you can get a notebook out and write these all down, or you can just visualize it in your head. Think about what type of person you want to become. Who do you want to become? Do you want to shift things? What do you want to keep? What do you want to change? All these things are super important to keep track of, write down, and keep in mind. Now, I also want to encourage you to think of everything from a super big scale to the tiniest, tiny scale. Everything matters, everything counts. I encourage you to dream big with this board. They can be things on your board that you think, it might not happen this year, it might, but we're just gonna put it up and go with the flow. So when you are thinking about your goals, I also want to encourage to use a SMART, S-M-A-R-T-S, oh no. S-M-A-R-T, not smarts, just smart. A SMART goal frame. So you can Google this, or I'm going to put it right here for you to see all the things. So pretty much what a SMART goal is the S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for achievable, R stands for realistic, and T stands for timeline. Now, we know we don't only want to have these visions and goals be super broad, we want to really narrow it down into something. So like whatever your goal is, start to get very specific and narrow it down. And that'll also help you pick images for your vision board. I'm a big fan of SMART goals, so if you want to know more, you can Google it and explore a little bit more. but it's important that we do have some sort of balance. On my vision board, I went for things that are like shooting for the stars, super big, might not be very realistic, but I still believe I want to try and go for them and just see them on my board. Some things I know are very measurable, very specific, very action steps takeable, blah, 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 that's not even words. Very easy to put action steps towards. So I want you to think on both scales, but definitely if you're having trouble with coming up with goals, start with something broad. So it could be, I would like to feel better. And then get a little bit specific. What can you do to start to feel better? Maybe it's going on more walks. Maybe it's drinking more water. Then, how am I going to measure this, right? You're going through the steps of the SMART goal. Step 2, get your supplies and everything that you are going to need to start creating your vision board. So the first thing you're going to need is a board or a poster board. What I've used right here is a foam board from the good old Dollarama. I don't know if they have those in the US, but if you're from Canada, I know you got a Dollarama somewhere around you. These foam boards, I think they're around like $1 to $2. They're very manageable. But again, if you can't get to that or can't get to Dollarama, you can use a poster board or a sheet of paper that you have in your house. You can tape them together to make them as big as you want. Get a little bit creative to find the base where you're going to put all your pictures on. So next, you are going to need some other supplies. I recommend getting double-sided tape to tape the pictures down. It's a lot easier than glue, but again, if you've got the glue, use what you've got. So you can either use glue, double-sided tape, normal tape, whatever works for you. You're gonna need scissors so you can cut out all the pictures once they are out of the printer, or if you're using a magazine, you need scissors to cut that out. You are also going to need a printer with white or any type of paper that you would like to use. You can use colored paper as well. If you do not have a printer, ask a friend. Talk to people if you know people that have a printer, ask if you can borrow it. And again, if you don't have a printer, that's fine too. Use magazines, use newspapers. You can literally cut things out of cereal boxes. Like, just find things that have words or symbols or images that represent your goals. And the last thing that you are going to need is some sticky tack or some tape to put it up on your wall, and that will really help it just stay sturdy, and you'll be able to put it somewhere where you're going to be able to see it. So we'll talk a little bit more about some of those materials that you're going to use in the next couple steps. So let's keep moving along. Step 3, you are going to want to go on to Google and Pinterest and search the things that align with your goals. Find photos that represent the things that you would like to achieve this year and really that just make you happy. So what I've done, which you can kind of see behind me, is I find quotes and different images and different symbols. And so you really just need to search and try not to be like everyone else. You don't have to copy what someone else has done. Just find the photos that speak to you. So for example, I love adding quotes because they really motivate me. So I grab a bunch of quotes, I grab some photos. So for example, like there's this little guy right here. I'll show it to you here as well. And that photo to me represents like a clear and healthy mental state. But to someone else, it could mean something completely different. So think about symbols that mean something to you that you can include on your vision board as well. So what you're gonna do now, and I'm gonna show you a screen recording because I wanna give you the real nitty gritty. I'm not holding back at all. I wanna show you how to do everything. So what you're gonna wanna do is open up Pinterest, or you can find these photos on Google if they're very specific. But we're going to start with Pinterest. So go on to Pinterest, start searching things that align with your goals. What you're going to do when you find those photos is you're going to click the save button and you are going to add it to a board. Now, I encourage you to create a board that is called My 2022 Vision Board. And all the photos that you find, it could be 100, it could be 10, it could be 30. Well, how many ever photos that you find that you feel resonate and align with your goals and they help you see your vision, put those in that folder. You simply just click the save button and then add it to a board. It's really, really easy, so you're gonna wanna do that. Now, if you're using Google, if you don't have a Pinterest account, that's completely fine, and I know you can sign up for free, but if you don't have a Pinterest account, you can really easily just go on Google and search really specific things. If you're looking for specific quotes, if you're looking for specific images. So for example, I'm gonna be looking for a country, so I'm gonna search up Amsterdam, and then I'm gonna look through the photos, and when I see a photo that I like, I'm gonna right click on it, and this is for MacBooks. This is all I really know for MacBooks. And you are going to save as image, and that is going to go straight to your desktop, and we're going to use that later. So you're just going to want to take that simple step. If you're using Pinterest, once you've completed your whole board, you kind of have to go through a little bit of a tedious process where it's not as easy as a right click. So you actually have to screenshot these photos. So again, on a MacBook, you could click Control-Shift 3 to get the whole screen, or Control-Shift-4 to get a certain section that you can like drag and choose which you want. And again, when you're on Pinterest and you're taking all those screenshots of those images, they are going to go straight to your desktop, and we are going to use those in the next step. So here is something really, really important in this stage. When you are looking for photos and images and things that represent your goals, I would really encourage you to take away the layer of judgment that you might think people will put on you. If it makes you happy, now this is really important, everyone, listen up, I'm gonna fix the hair, okay. If it makes you happy and if you enjoy it, it doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. So I encourage you to just put it on. Be bold, be brave. You know, you might not achieve it in a year, but I really encourage you to put it on your board, because there's, don't hold back. Just really give it your all in this board, and don't worry about what other people are gonna think, because guess what? Nobody is you. Nobody really understands what you think or believe. Your dream and your vision is big. Put it on your board despite of your fear of getting judged by someone, or if you think this might be too big. What do you have to lose? Really, what do you have to lose? Just put it out there. And the main message of this is, if it makes you happy, put it on your board. All right, step 4, you are going to add all of these images to Canva to get ready for printing. So you might be asking, what is Canva? Why would I use Canva? So why I think we should use Canva is that it is really easy to use. You can sign up for an account free. I use it for all my business stuff on a free program. It's literally the best. And if you want to see some more training about Canva, leave a comment, because I'd love to know if you guys are interested in that. So you are going to want to check out Canva. I'm going to show you how to sign up for an account now. If you want to, you can add all of these photos into a Google document or a Word document, but I just find it a lot easier to use Canva, because I find that you waste less paper, because you can really resize and put things close to the edge of the page. And also, you can use those photos to create some screensavers for your other devices, which I'm going to talk about later. So when you go to Canva, search up canva.com. When you search it up, it's going to ask you to sign up. So you can either just sign up right with your Gmail account, or you can sign up with you could just sign up with your Gmail account or with your email, like you would sign up for anything. Then when you get there, there's a Create Design little tab on the top right corner, and you are going to click on that. And what is going to happen is it's going to give you a whole bunch of options of different styles and different things that you might want to make. We are going to search up a document, and we want a 4A document. And so once you click on that, a blank screen is going to pop up. Then on the left side, there's going to be a bunch of different little icons, and you're going to want to pick the one that says upload. Now there's probably going to be nothing in there for you if you're just signing up a brand new account, but if you are not signing up for a brand new account, you'll see lots of different photos. Then what you are going to do is you are going to drag, I would recommend 7 to 10 at a time, all the photos from your desktop. You are going to grab them and you are going to drop them in that area of the upload section. Once you've done that, Then you are going to wait for them all to load, and you get to select them and drop them onto the document. And then you can rearrange them, make them smaller, make them bigger. It's really easy to use. You pull on the corners. It's like when I tell you it's super easy to use, like I'm not over exaggerating. It is literally the best. And once you're done resizing and putting them on as many pages as you want. Now for me, I made 2 whole vision boards, one here and one there. But you don't have to do that. You can make it on one of these, half the size, whatever works best for you, do you. All right, so we are moving right along. We are gonna be on our 5th step very soon. Don't go anywhere because I have a bonus and I'm going to tell you all about how I have already manifested and visualized something that has come true in my life. So let's keep going. We are going to do step number 5. We're almost done now. So step number 5 is cut out the images and finish your vision board. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take what you have printed out, make sure it's not double-sided because I've done that before as well, and you're gonna cut all your photos out so you can arrange them on your board. Now what I like to do before I even glue anything down is I put my board on a table and I start playing with the different shapes and sizes of the photos and laying them out all over my board. Now this can be kind of a challenging part, and there's gonna be some like blank spaces, like little squares, so I encourage you to print off some extra photos of just some random stuff, or if you have like different type of paper, what is that paper called? Scrap paper maybe? Book? Oh, I don't know what it's called, but different colored paper with little patterns or whatever it's called. I'm sorry, I'm just completely blanking. So what you're gonna wanna do is cut out some of those. So then if there is a blank hole, you can easily slip that in. But I layer and put things on top, so I like to see it all laid out. Then once that is done, take a picture. Take a picture. I promise you it will save your butt so many times because you're going to refer to that picture as you are gluing and taping things down because it gets a little bit tricky here. Now, option number 1, you could take all your photos off in the way that they were placed. Option number 2, you can leave them all on, which is what I did, and you just start taping them. What I do is I start in the left corner and I go over and then I go down and then I kind of fill it in and I kind of just go through the motions. I look which one has to be at the very bottom, which one goes on top. It's kind of a bit of a process, not gonna lie, but if you don't really care about that, then just make your photos all the same shape and then you're good to go. You just cut them out, paste them down. It's super easy. Again, you get to put as much or as little effort as you would like into these. To even just have a board with some pictures on it in front of you that reflect your goals is good enough. They don't have to be all beautiful and aesthetic if you don't want them to be. That is what you are going to do in step 5, and you're going to get your vision board finished. This is where I use the double-sided tape or the glue stick or the regular tape. Again, I'm using the scissors now to cut everything out and place them down. And again, it's kind of like creating a puzzle with pieces that aren't supposed to fit together, but you're gonna make it work. So just have some fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. It's okay if it's not perfect. It is hot in here. Whew, that sun. The last step before the bonus step. We are so close to the end of the video now. So the last step is one of the most important steps that you can do. Do not put your vision board in your closet. I have done this. I've made a beautiful little vision board and it never saw the day of light. It got shoved in my closet and that was that. Please do not do that. Please do not hide your vision board. This is not going to help you achieve your goals and it's not going to do anything for you, really. So what I recommend you do is you put it somewhere where you will see it every day. If you're comfortable enough or if you live with other people, well, where they will see it as well. And why we do it like that is why would we put our visions, our vulnerabilities in front of other people? Well, that's because they can help us stay accountable. You can help get accountability from the people around you if you feel comfortable with that. If not, just put it where you feel most comfortable with it. Now for me, mine is right my bed is facing it. So when I wake up, the first thing I see is both of these boards shining in my face, and it is beautiful. So what I'm going to tell you before the bonus tip, which is my favorite, it's like the best tip that I can give, is how my vision boards have impacted my 2022 already. And it has only been 1 month. We're February right now, and it's kind of crazy. So on the vision board to this side here that you can't really see, I'll show you a closer up video, there is a lot about traveling and exploring and creating the life that I want, but really it's just a lot of pictures of different places in the world that I want to travel, and some, of course, inspiring quotes. And I have really, really, really wanted to travel since I graduated, but when I graduated, COVID happened, so the best thing to do was to go into school. Then I took a gap year, which is right now, and I'm like, I really want to just travel, but COVID was making it very difficult, and myself, I was a bit nervous. And so I have this vision, my family's seen it, I've shown it to them, and one day, a couple weeks ago, my mom's like, hey, she's looking at these cruises. And they were all on like a really awesome deal, super great price, and it was to some of the places that I wanted to go to. And we're looking, we find one that's like a steal of a deal. Like you can't even get a hotel and all your food for the amount that you're paying each night, like on the cruise ship. It's so crazy. So my mom's like, well, why don't we go on one? Because another reason I didn't go travel is because I wanted to not be alone. I feel like it's more safe if you're with someone, and I was really, really leaning towards wanting to go with someone. And so my mom's like, I could take some time off work and we could go. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, mate. Like, what the heck? I was literally like freaking out, and I wasn't getting my hopes up until everything was booked. And when me and my mom were talking, my mom's like, why don't you just stay there for a month? Now, I'm not going to tell you guys where I'm going because that'll come later on my YouTube channel, and I kind of want to keep it a little bit of a secret, so you guys have to wait for that. But my mom's like, why don't you stay there for a month? And I'm like, yes, I would love to stay there for a month. And so now this like 2-week trip has turned into like, I think like almost like an 8-week trip, I think it ends up being. But it's crazy because I needed that little push. I wasn't gonna go out of my way and book it. Like I had the money, I worked really hard over the summer. So like that was like not really like a huge issue. I mean, I still like stress about how expensive it's gonna be, but for the experience, it's gonna be amazing. But I was like, how did I manifest this / all the things on my vision board are starting to, on this vision board, not this one, are starting to like come into play and come true. And I'm like, And I think the biggest thing is that, one, I see it everywhere, my vision board, and I'm constantly thinking about it. But the biggest thing I think for me is the shift is that I've heard a lot about manifestation, how you can like think and manifest the life of your dreams. And one thing that's always stuck out to me that I never did before was that you have to accept where you are, accept what you have, and be open to getting more. And that's kind of like, that's one of the, like there's lots of stuff on manifestation. Like I'm just touching, and visualization, I'm just touching on something that I heard one time. And it always really stuck with me. And so a couple weeks like before we booked the trip, I was like, you know what, I'm probably not going to be going anywhere, but I love the mountains, and I'm in Alberta, and the mountains are only like an hour away or a couple hours away. So I was like, I'm going to choose to be happy where I am and find the little vacations and do little weekends in the mountains and find little things that I can do where I am to make me happy. And so I felt like that was a step of accepting where I'm at and accepting that, you know, I might not get to travel very soon because of the COVID restrictions and because of not having someone to travel with. But I accepted where I was at and was making the best of what I could and had. And then all of a sudden, bing, bang, boom, these things started happening. And so trips are planned, flights are booked, like it's real. It's like, it hasn't happened yet, obviously, but it's happening in April. So it's like very, very soon, more of a spontaneous trip, in my opinion. Even though it's a couple months out, it's very spontaneous for me because usually I like to plan these things. but it's like my dream of going to these places is finally coming true. And I have a mindset of I just get to dip my toe in, see what it's about, and if I love it, I can go back. If I don't, then I'm done with it. And so that is like my story of my vision boards already a month in. So I can't wait to see what else happens from my vision boards. Now that is at doing the very bare minimum. You know, there's things about manifestation where you need to write it down and think about it every day and write it down every day and write it as if it has already happened. Like there's lots of different steps to this, but I was doing the bare minimum of just looking at it every day, visualizing myself in it. And that's why it's so important to have these vision boards where you can see them all the time. Like this is why step 6 is the most important step, because you need to see your vision. You need to see it all the time. Okay, done. Finally, we're at the bonus tip for all of you guys. Bonus tip is put it everywhere. So why did I tell you to use Canva? Well, I told you to use Canva because you can create screensavers for your phone, for your laptop, and for your iPad. For all the technology thingies that you have, you can make backgrounds for it. So what I did is I took all those photos and I put them onto Canva, just like we did before. And to make a phone screensaver, what I did is I click on the create design button. I go to an Instagram story template, I fill it all out, and that is my background. And then you can search up screensavers for your desktop, and you can also search up iPad screensavers and different things like that to get the right shape and add all of your photos digitally. And so that is the bonus tip, but really I believe having it everywhere, constant reminders. You're looking at it when you look at your phone, you're looking at it when you wake up out of bed, or maybe it's in your bathroom somewhere. I don't know where you want to put it. You can put it anywhere you want, but I have it literally on my laptop, my iPad, and my phone, and on my wall, so I literally see it every single day, no matter what, because I'm always on one of those electronics and I wake up right in front of it. So that's my bonus tip for you guys all today, is to put it everywhere. If you have made it all the way through this video, all my tips, all the examples that I've shown on how to make your vision board in 2022, I want you to comment, 2022 is my year, and I will shout you out in one of my next videos. So I want to hear if you've made it all the way to the end of this video, and if you create a vision board and crazy things start happening, please comment below. Tell me what's going on. Like, I want to know, I want to hear about these things. So tell me all about your vision and your vision board. This gets me so jacked up and gets me very excited. So thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you get notified every single time I post a video. And I am very grateful. This is one of my first of the real how-to videos. And if you enjoyed it, I'm going to keep posting them and continue to do it, as I love to teach. I love to learn and I love to teach. So I love to hear your feedback. But again, thank you so much for joining me.